there. Today on It Is a Keeper, we are making my favorite chili recipe. Chili is one of my favorite comfort foods. As soon as the weather starts to get a little bit colder, I start craving chili. Now, this chili recipe is a hearty and flavorful dish with deep smoky flavors. So make sure you click on that red subscribe button below so you get notified every time I share new recipes. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Now, let's start making some amazing chili. Okay, so the first thing we need to do to start making this chili recipe is prepping our vegetables. So it starts with a green bell pepper. I'm just going to break this down into smaller pieces. I have a great tutorial here on my YouTube channel. I will put a link to it to show you how easy it is to break down a green pepper, or any color bell pepper for that matter. It doesn't have to be green. Okay, so our bell pepper is done. Oh, that looks like a big one. Let me just cut that. There we go. Our bell pepper is done, and I push that to the side. Next up, I'm going to get this onion cut down. This chili recipe has a lot of great flavors. We have the pepper, we have the onion. We're going to add some garlic because everything is better with garlic in my book. I also have a great tutorial here on my YouTube channel on how to slice an onion the quick and easy way with my friend Chef Patrick. He walks you through everything step by step. So I will link to it so you can check that out. That is done. Next up is garlic. So I'm going to go for probably about 4 or 5 cloves. All right, so I found the easiest way to peel garlic is to just give it a whack on the cutting board, and it takes that paper right away. Just peels right off after that. Nice and easy. So I'm just putting little slices down the garlic, and then I'm gonna run my knife crosswise and cut it up into a fine mince. Now the great thing about this is this chili is a chunky chili, so we don't have to worry about having any of the things minced too finely. I mean, nobody wants to bite into a big old piece of garlic, but so we'll cut them down a bit, but you don't have to worry about it being a super fine mince. That's looking good. Just enough to release those oils. So I'm going to push this off to the side. The next step is we are going to get our pot here, and we are going to get these veggies cooking with the meat. So stay tuned while I switch things out. Okay, so I have my pot here. We are going to start building our chili. So the first thing we're going to add is some ground beef. So I have about 1.5 pounds of ground beef here. Get that going. I'm going to add a little bit of my house seasoning blend. I will put the recipe for this in the video description below. It's just a salt, pepper, and seasoning blend that really just adds a little extra oomph to everything you make. So we're gonna get that started. And to the ground beef, I'm also going to add the peppers, onions, and garlic that we cut up. So I'm just going to put it all in there and let it cook together so that those flavors can really get into the beef. Smells great already. There's nothing like peppers, onions, and garlic cooking. Oh, it's one of my all-time favorite smells ever. Okay, so I've got most of the fat out of there. Looking good. Everything's cooking up. It smells amazing. So now we are going to start building on the flavor of the chili. So the first thing I'm going to add to this is 3 tablespoons of a chili seasoning mix. So I make my own custom blend. I will link to this recipe in the video description below. You could use a store-bought version, whatever suits your fancy. I love this homemade version. It has such great flavor to it. I usually just make up a big batch and keep it in my pantry. We are also going to add some brown sugar. Gives it a little bit of sweetness. Put that in there. and a little bit of flour. Now the flour is just going to help us thicken the chili sauce. Is sauce the right word for that? I don't know. But it's just going to help thicken everything. So I'm going to get all that stirred in. And we want the seasoning, the chili seasoning blend, to really start to bloom. We want all of those seasonings to kind of come alive and wake up a little bit. So we're doing this first. We're going to try to get that opened up a little bit. Oh, it smells. When those seasonings hit the hot meat in the hot pan, oh, it smells so good. The next thing I'm going to add is a can of crushed tomatoes. So I'm just going to pour the whole thing in there. And then I'm going to add the beans. Now I use two types of beans in my chili. I use black beans and I use kidney beans. And I'm pouring everything in, the liquid and the beans. So that was the black beans, and now we have the kidney beans. That liquid has a lot of flavor in it, and it adds a nice texture to the chili sauce. Get that stirred up. Okay, we have one more thing to add before we let this hang out here on the stove. We're going to add some chilies in adobo. Now, this is something, I usually find it in the ethnic aisle at the grocery store. I love this. These chipotle peppers are just soaked in an adobo sauce. So that's what they look like when they come out. I just like to use one at a time. They do pack a lot of heat, so you want to be careful here. This is where the heat for this chili comes from. It comes from this chili in adobo. So if you don't like it spicy, start with a little bit. You can always add more, but you can't really take it away. So just start with a little bit. I like to just chop it up really fine. Almost so they melt right into the sauce there. But it just kind of looks like that when I chop it all up. And we'll get that in there. And now all this needs to do is just hang out for about 30 minutes and simmer away. Okay, so our chili is done. It has been simmering away for about 30 minutes, and it is beautifully thick and rich, and it smells amazing. So I'm just going to scoop up some and try not to spill it all over. I tend to do that. But you can see it's just loaded with the beans and the peppers, onions, tomatoes. Oh, that just looks amazing. So I don't know what you like in your chili, and it's completely customizable, but I'm going to put a little bit of shredded Colby Jack cheese on here. I love the way it melts into it. And then I love sour cream, so I'm just going to put a dollop of sour cream right in the center. All right, and so there you have it. Perfect, perfect chili. This just screams comfort food, so I'm going in for a bite because I can't resist. I'll just take a small bite. Look at that cheese melt, so nice. Oops. All right, I'm not gonna be able to do this easy. Oh, the smoky flavor from that chipotle and adobo. Oh, it just adds a nice base and a little bit of heat and zip to it. Oh, this is so good. This is pure comfort food. I can't wait to dive into the rest of this bowl. Thanks for watching. You can get the printable recipe in the video description below. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss a single thing, and check out the rest of my videos where you can find more of my favorite easy recipes and quick tips. I'll see you next time. Bye.